what happened to me in 1980 that led to me becoming a little crazy and studied so much about fluid and electrolyte management. And I'm here to help, and I really would like for you to listen carefully. Hi, Samir Bannout here. Hello, old schooler. I feel like talking about a topic that of great interest, and it's probably very, well, it's not probably, it is very important. It's a fluid and electrolyte management. Most bodybuilders, including me in the past, I made this mistake, and I made it a few times, but I'm here to help you. Water is life. If you don't have the proper amount of fluid, your body does not function properly, okay? And so the kids making so many problems, so many mistakes for themselves, exactly as I did myself in the past. Back in 1980, I was so excited to go compete against my hero, my idol. I was gonna compete against Arnold Schwarzenegger, Samir Bannout, 1980. I'm gonna give you a brief history and what went wrong, what happened to me in 1980 that led to me becoming a little crazy and studied so much about fluid and electrolyte management. And I'm here to help, and I really would like for you to listen carefully. If you don't have sufficient amount of fluid in your muscle or in your reserve, your body's gonna be like a diaper that is leaking. You need fluid, and some people try very hard. They're all complaining about water. Water, I got some water. And listen, this is the funny part. Most people cannot differentiate between fat and flat. Now we know you cannot flex fat, and we know you cannot flex flat. You can't drive your car tires flat on the 405. Good luck. You can't. And therefore, if you go on stage looking flat, you're gonna look like smooth as a baby's butt. All right? So here's what happened when you're flat. You have to understand. Yes, it is kind of a little bit more complicated nowadays that the MPC IB Pro League, there is so many classes. But can it be resolved? Of course it can be resolved. And yes, Jim Manion have raised the classes by 5 pounds last year, and then another 5 pounds. Trying very hard, which is awesome. I love it when I talk to Jimmy, and Jimmy understands, because Jimmy has been there, done that. He is a champion. He was a hardcore bodybuilding champion himself. So I love it when you talk to someone and he's not like, right away said, yeah, you know what, Samir, we're gonna add another 5 pounds. I love it. That's why, honestly, I respect people who comes from the heart, from within. So Jim Manion is from within. And I remember even 1983 when I competed in the Olympia, Jimmy was one of the judges. So he's been there. He's been there, done that. Now the category, which is good, is giving more opportunity for more athletes to participate and compete, but you have to be on top of it. You need sometime, it is a little bit harder to be at certain weight classes, and you have to rush yourself. Take your time, do it right. And if you don't make certain class because your weight, you didn't make the weight, don't worry, no fear, just go to the next class. Don't be afraid and the bigger guy's gonna beat me. No, don't be afraid. Many times I beat guys 40, 50 pounds more than me. Labrada did this, Makawi did that. Understanding fluid electrolyte management is very important. First of all, when all the fat is gone, there's no longer subcutaneous fat on your body, and you dieted so hard, what's gonna go wrong? Nothing is gonna go wrong. Okay, but again, if your show is tomorrow and you're flat as a pancake, it's gonna be kind of hard to really load up. Sometimes if you really depleted, it may take 3-4 days to get that maximum glycogen level. And you know what? You can get fat in 3-4 days. No way. Even if you try, you cannot get fat. And here's what I want to tell you, and I'm going to turn your attention to, and hear me out carefully. If you're ripped to the bone and you don't have any fat on your body, you see this glass of water? Could you see my finger behind this glass of water? You can. Don't say you can't. When you have sufficient amount of glycogen in your muscle, a little bit of water will not harm you. You understand me? Cannot. Take that idea out of your head. If there is soup in this water, in this glass, you cannot see my finger, and that's body fat. If you have something, a little bit of fat or smooth, you cannot see the separation in detail. So, you understand what I'm talking about. When you're flat, your body is shrunk down. Some people, they think if they carb up, they're gonna, yeah, you can carb up for one night and look good. But the carbs right then is gonna serve like a sponge. The carb you eat is gonna dry you out a little bit. So if you do it a lot and you're flat and you have a little bit of water and so you get caught up, it will backfire. It won't look good. So it's better to actually carb up for 3 days and look at yourself. First, you put your money in the bank, but you don't have any fat there. You fill up, and believe me, a little bit of water when you're full is not gonna harm you. Okay, and when I'm telling you this, I know what I'm talking about. If you load up early and you secure your reserve, you have plenty of glycogen in your muscle. It's like having money in the bank, then you can go shopping. But you can't go shopping when you have no reserve. And you scramble trying to lose water. You're already flat. Relax. Have a little bit of carb, relax, dry up a little bit. You could be fine. Sometimes your nerve, your cortisol level, you're stressing out. Relax. But really, nobody can be full in overnight. Nobody. You hear me what I'm saying? You can't. The 6 hours of eating is gonna go all to your liver glycogen. Nothing goes to your muscle glycogen. Barely nothing. All you're gonna do is just dry up a little bit, you're gonna look tight and you look better and drier. But that's another topic. And you know, I'm able to help my student properly, my clients. There's a way. Each gram of carbs you have takes 3.4 approximately of fluid, and they get stored in your liver and in your muscle. The type of food you eat and how to spacing things out and the relaxation. Sometimes your nerves are your biggest enemy. Calm down, relax, laugh out, no stress out, okay? Your hormonal function dictates many things too. This is very important. Depend on your situation. You can dry up while you depleted to make classes and look fine. There is a fine tuning, but don't be afraid of, you know, loading up to dry up a little bit, or take 3 days or at least a couple of days of eating. Put some reserve, you know, the muscles like expand. And as I said, there's nothing here. You're gonna get better and better and better. And this is why everybody says, oh, I look unbelievable 3 days after the show and I had a pizza and stuff. This is what I'm talking about. You cannot get fat. You probably bounce up 7 to 8 pounds and you look tighter and more ripped. Why, I'm telling you, I only did it 100 times. So hear me out. Depend on where you're at, what you're doing. It is easily correctable. Don't panic, okay? And there are ways to dry up, but again, you don't have to overdo things and do dangerous things. And I hear a million stories. I cannot talk or elaborate more about how some people dry up, but I know there's several ways to dry up, but then there is a safe way. And really load up with sodium and then drop the water, because sometimes you cannot load up without sodium, okay? Anyway, and it only takes 48 hours to really deplete all sodium. So load up early, make sure you're full, and then cut your sodium a little bit and then bring it back. Those are small, it's not really that complicated. And most of us, or some of those people complicating things for you, it is not as bad. One day I will explain a little bit more about technicality. Some people do some unsound stuff, but anyway, it can be done completely naturally just by controlling your nerve. Eat the right amount of carbs, allow your body to store that reserve and expand and get tighter and more ripped, and don't be scared. Thank you very much. Take care of yourself and keep it old school.